Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you how to make cool icons for your world saves that appear on this screen right here. You can see my selection of worlds and I've given them all custom little icons, which is pretty cool as it allows me to tell them apart and it looks pretty interesting as well, right? Well, we can do all of this with no external tools or mods. We can do it all inside the game itself, and most of this is friendly to survival Minecraft as well. There are a couple of these that you may require commands for. For example, this one requires you to have a mob summoned in with no AI, and using particle effects for an icon would also require the use of commands. But anyway, I'm going to show you how it's all done. Let's jump into this world and take a look. So the process is pretty simple. What we do is we look at something and then we have to log out of our world and get it to reset the icon. Now over here we got some mobs that have the no AI tag. We'll get to that again in a moment. So we can look at this creeper face and then we press F1 and we log out of the world. Now what we have to do is select the world but go to edit down the bottom here and we reset the icons. So now we will see the default icon, and when we go in it's then going to take a screenshot again and use it as the icon. Now what you've got to remember is we're only looking at a portion of the screen because the icon is a 1-to-1 ratio and that portion is in the center of the screen. The other thing to consider is that it takes a moment. From my testing you have to move a tiny bit, so let's just move around, move the camera, take a step back and forth, and if you've moved and all of the chunks in the world have loaded, then it's going to create a little thumbnail for you. So now when we quit we should see the creeper face, and there you go, there it is right there. So let's jump back into the world and let me just explain that again. You have to position yourself in the correct position and then you're going to log out, reset the icon and come back in again. But when you come back in you just need to move a tiny bit or look around a tiny bit and all of the chunks in your world need to have loaded. So because we're in a flat world like this, it doesn't take long for all of the chunks to load. So something you might want to consider doing is going into video settings and turn down your render distance, because if you're playing on a regular world it may take a long time to load it all and it makes it harder to save the icon. So taking a screenshot of a creeper is a difficult thing to do in survival Minecraft. This is one of those ones that unfortunately you're probably better off using a command for. As you can see we've got the no AI tag at the end here, so that means that it's not really going to do anything, it's just going to stand still if you're in survival or not. So that's how you take a screenshot of a hostile mob and get it to stand still. Now over here we've got something that you can easily do in survival Minecraft. Using an item frame and standing close to it to look at it is a really cool way to use an item to represent what's in the world. However, what you'll find is that you need to put down some snow layers like this, so when you stand in the snow you're lowered down slightly, and then if you stand on the very middle it means that this thing is nice and level. So let's just get nice and close to it. There we go. Now what we're going to do is the same process over again. So we want to reset this. We're going to go to edit, going to reset that icon, and then we are going to pop back into the world. Again, all of the chunks will need to load. We need to move the mouse a little bit. We also need to move the player a little bit. So I'm just going to take a step back and forward, and it should have taken a screenshot. So when we go back in here, there you go. We now got another icon made. Another idea you could use is a group of blocks, maybe in a pattern, and if you're in survival Minecraft you're going to find yourself throwing down some slabs or snow layers and moving around trying to get that perfect position for your screenshot. And if you're able to use teleport commands or you're in a test world, something like that, you could even teleport to the perfect position for your thumbnail. And another thing to mention, if I haven't mentioned it already, press F1 because the game will be able to see your arm in the screenshot, the thumbnail. So always press F1 when you log back in. This is exactly what you'll see. Another one you could use is particle effects. If you just use the particle command, then you can summon a whole bunch of particles. All you got to do is press F1, look up, log out, log back in with that reset icon option, and then you could have something fancy like this. And there it is. I'm not terribly impressed with these ones, but it may be something you'd like to try. And that is it from me, this Minecraft tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, and if you've got any ideas, the cool things you could do to make your icons a little bit more interesting, put them in the comment box down below. I'm sure people would love to know how to make these look a little bit cooler than the very basic ideas that I had. But anyway, that is it from me this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.